Hey friends, welcome to a week in my life, Springoween edition. I know that spring doesn't end until late June, but for me, in my teacher brain, I think that June 1st basically is the inaugural day for summer, or when in my world, Summerween begins. We are going to be reading, crafting, doing a little bit of travel as well, so it's a little mixed bag of things, trying to see what Halloween stuff we could bring to the spring season while we still have it. Today is a gorgeous spring day. I thought it'd be a really good idea to finally take a walk to this really awesome smoothie place and then hang out at the park for a little bit. I have a few little picture books that are giving off like dark cottagecore vibes. They're really quick reads, just mostly to relax because I feel like reading right now is really burning me out. So just to take a break, I think would be really nice and enjoy the sunshine. I am having the time of my life right now. It is so calm. It is so relaxing. This book is so dang cute, but also incredibly informative. I didn't even realize that mushroom spores are one kind of cloud seed. In the atmosphere, water vapor clings to spores, creating small droplets of water or ice, and that a cloud is made up of billions and trillions of droplets made from spores and other small cloud seed particles like dust. Once the droplets are heavy enough, they fall as rain, soaking the forest so new mushrooms can grow. That is so wild to me, and it's in a kid's book. My mind is being blown. Also, I came across a pug and its owner, and it's so funny, and I probably came off so creepy because I told him that I had seen him and his partner walking the pug all around our neighborhood, and I joked about wanting to go asking them if they needed a pug sitter or whatever, because pugs are just, there's nothing quite like a pug in the joy that they bring me. It just made my day. All I had to do is just chill out here in the park, and I would meet Oatmeal the pug. Literally day made. That was the best moment of my life. I'm in the middle of reading Beautiful Darkness, and it is such a funny book because it is written in a way that's intentionally illustrated like it's a children's book, but children should not be reading this book. It is dark from page one, but it's also very funny and beautiful, but it's definitely dark cottagecore. I'm loving it. I think it's really interesting and unique. And a friendly reminder to anybody who needs to hear it: picture books, children's books, middle grade books, YA, they're for everybody. They're so refreshing and wonderful, especially if it's something you read when you were younger. Just the nostalgia always makes me feel so safe and cozy. But these are three things I've never read before. And I just feel like the visuals and the art of graphic novels or picture books is so fun. And it never fails that when I'm feeling like I'm in a reading rut or a little slimpy, that they just really pick me up and remind me of the immersive nature of reading, and that it's just an experience that isn't there just to tick a box, but it's really there just to make life all the more enjoyable. I made myself some tea. I have a fun tarot card deck that I've been meaning to work with for a little bit here. I also just want to take a second to acknowledge my adorable Stay Puffed shrine. I found myself like low-key collecting Stay Puffed memorabilia, or like people gifting them to me, like, Jackie, thank you, you're the sweetest to give me those 3 little tiny Stay Puffs. It's just really funny to me because a lot of the Stay Puffs I have are either drink or food items, or like they have food in it. Like, inherently he's a little marshmallow, right? So I just thought putting him on the little drink bar cart was so perfect. And a huge shout out to Liz for gifting me this tarot card deck that is Universal Monsters themed. So obsessed with it. It is beautiful, it is gorgeous. And I just feel like I don't do a good enough job of like integrating the different parts of myself in my life. I feel like I take my spirituality so seriously, but there's parts of me that I love that are so playful and fun, like Halloween and Universal Monsters. So I think adding a little bit of like lightness to what I take so seriously might actually be a good thing for me. So I wanted to open up this deck here. It has a guidebook that comes with it as well. We have your beautiful bride, and then Dracula is on the back. And as I'm getting out the cards here, I also have a little workbook here that is also a guidebook. It's called Tarot for the Hard Work, an archetypal journey to confront racism and inspire collective healing. I really want to think about my job, and my job inherently is about engaging with young people in ways that are transformative, because it's my opinion that you can only, relate to people as deeply as you've like related to yourself. So finding things that allow me to self-reflect, those tools are always super useful. So I am gonna be shuffling up. I like literally never know how to shuffle up any deck of cards, whether it's playing cards, tarot, like this is what I'm doing. It's not effective at all. I did a lot of like new hire paperwork today for my new job. I'll be working at a new school where I know a few of the colleagues there, which is awesome because it's like starting school for yourself when you start a new job, especially like out of school. So it feels like your first day of school yourself as like a high school kid. Let's pick up a card. Okay, let's see. Oh my God, these are like thick. What do I got? Can this be any more perfect? The Hanged Man. We have our little creature. It's like they knew Summerween was almost upon us. Okay, let me look at the guidebook because the Hanged Man is a traditional card in tarot. Where are we? Where are you, creature? He may know the Black Lagoon like the back of his webbed hand, but even a creature like the Gill Man can appreciate a new perspective on his surroundings. So I did pick up this card upright. So that section says, seeing Kay Lawrence swimming in his familiar waters turned the Gill Man upside down. The Hanged Man is connected to the space between decisions, suggesting that you take time to ponder, explore fresh ideas, and look at the world from a different angle. Take a moment to float, calm, and still, and welcome the tides of change. Can that literally be any more perfect? There are some days where I am taking this new chapter of my life in stride, and then there's other days like today where I'm like, feeling like so weighed down by it all because it is scary. Like that's the reality of starting anything new. There's so many unknowns. There's just so much uncertainty. There's not a lot of comfortability in me moving into a new workspace and into new chapters of my life because it's just so unknown, and it's a very exciting thing, yes, but like doesn't negate the fact that doing new things is scary. Like that's just the reality. And it's such a important aspect of spring because spring is all about coming out of our winter shells or hibernation, thinking about ways we are going to be beginning anew, starting new chapters, rebirth. Like mushrooms are symbolic of rebirth, and it makes sense why I'm totally in my mushroom era when that's really not been the case for me at all in my life, that I'm going through so many different life changes right now with my relationships, like romantically, with being engaged and, moving on to a different place of work after being in one place for 4 years and really just questioning my role as a professional. I'm giving off like huge spring energy. Wow. Okay. I love this book. Okay. It has like literally so much for you to do, so much to read. So I'm going to bookmark that and get back to this when I have a little bit more time. I do have some unboxings. They're like spooky spring themed. One is from Twisted Allure right here, and the other one I didn't even realize was coming because I had unsubscribed from that monthly box, but it's here. So we'll open that one up in a second. But first, I'm really excited finally to open up my Twisted Allure monthly box. I subscribed to them and they're accumulating so quickly. I should probably unsubscribe because it's like a mountain of product I need to get to. But until then, I shall enjoy the Scents from the Cemetery May subscription box. Okay, we have Scary Berry Body Wash in a Fruit Loops blue raspberry scent. I was about to say flavor, but that's not what we're doing here. Oh, yes, very blue raspberry. This color is like, it's bright, it's bright. I'm loving it though. That smells delightful. Then, oh, this is giving like goosebumps for sure. We have the Twisted Allure Whipped Soap in pink dragon fruit scent. I'm sure they got inspiration for this packaging art from that one Goosebumps cover. I think there is like a skeleton coming out of the water all sneakily. But let's pop this one open. Oh, yes, it smells so good. It looks so good. Okay, Spoiled Bat is a split scrub, green apple, and sweet cherry. Okay, this one is my favorite. I'm completely in love with that. From the packaging to the color to that scent, like the sweet cherry. I'm a huge cherry scented person. Like that smells freaking phenomenal. And they're split scrubs and they're whipped soap. I use them interchangeably as like shaving cream. A body butter. Oh my God, this looks so cute. Toxic Tea Time, green tea and willow. I love this. It's like you can just pop it in a purse or something. Yeah, very light, green tea and willow. Yeah, it's like very earthy. And then we have You're Dead to Me body lotion in strawberry peach champagne. This looks so freaking cute. I just love the whole pastel color for this month. I think this has to be my favorite collection that I've gotten from the monthly subscription boxes in a really long time. For sure, my favorite is the Spoiled Bat Split Scrub. That sweet cherry is everything to me. Okay, so this box is hilarious to me because I totally thought I had unsubscribed from Not Your Average Babe Co. in time to not get this box, but I didn't. So here we go. It is celestial themed. It's supposed to be kind of like astrological, horoscope, very Springoween, right? So let's see what this is all about. Okay, so we have some cute packaging. I save these for my journaling. And if you think about it, like if you're a big journal, all those pages and anything you ever glue in there, it starts to like thicken your book after a while, right? So this really helps using like the tissue paper that's decorative and really pretty. It helps make that not happen as soon, but you know, things accumulate. Okay, so I'm saving that. Okay, first we're starting off with an air freshener that is a little crescent moon. Cute. I think you always need car fresheners. I can't smell it, but I think it's supposed to be vanilla. That sounds awesome. Okay, you can't lose with this, like adorable and useful. And then the second thing we have are gel pens, black ink. And they have like different phrases on them that say like just a phase, be wild, moonchild. This line is very much giving Joanne's Halloween like eclipse line that everybody's running to the stores to get right now. The moon phase astrological aesthetic isn't always my jam. And I hate that phrase, just a phase, like it's so annoying, but yeah, they're cute, they're useful. And then we have, I think this is a shirt. Oh, okay. It's kind of like, it's tie-dye. I love the color. Okay, I can work with that design. That'll work. Just a t-shirt, okay. I like the print, and is that it? No, okay. Oh. Okay, I hope this is a candle. Yes, white sage fragranced candle. Let's pop it open. Yeah, it's pretty light. Not my favorite, but it feels very like spring, summer, like it's very nice, light And last but not least, we have a yearly planner. Love getting these in May. So useful, right? I hope that the months are blank and I can fill those in. But it is cute. It's kind of like a Ouija board. Okay, good. Whew, it is blank. Everything is blank. So you can see the pages are blank. So there is hope yet that this will actually be useful getting this in May. Nothing makes you feel better and less crappy than unboxing new goodies that you've purchased. But also my tarot card is totally right. I do need to just take some time to be present and relax because I did sign a new contract with a new job, and that means I'm starting a whole new chapter in my life. But there's also still so many unknowns with that. And with me and my anxiety, it's really easy for me to get really like too far ahead with myself and what could go wrong, but also, you know what could go right, right? That was my first time watching Midsommar, and I know it's a slow burn, but I really loved that. Florence Pugh, I think that's how you pronounce her last name, she is so adorable. There's just something about her face shape, her cheeks, and that smile at the very, very end. So cute. I had gotten this pin in one of my subscription boxes. I want to say Abominable book subscription box that I got this pin. And I've been meaning to watch Midsommar for so long because all I've seen is that one film still of Florence with like that beautiful flower crown with all those wildflowers and her just like crying. And I just really appreciated the cathartic nature of this film. And it's wacky, it's weird, it's slow, it's problematic, especially regarding like disability. But I found it to be very poignant when it came to this idea of like family and what that can mean and how we've had these normalized conventions of what family should be in our societies, but there's different ways of doing it. So I really like the found family aspect of this. The perfect spooky spring movie for sure. I found this little painting mini kit when I was in Arizona for my friend's bachelorette party. I picked this up at one of the stores because I immediately knew like this will be my jam. I of course loved the little mushroom on this, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job. Of course though, as I was starting, I immediately was feeling anxiety. Like I could feel the, I don't know, adrenaline, something, the stress. The stress was just coursing through me. It's just these little things that really help me work through my personal challenges of like making a mistake, because I think any little mistake my body processes is like big problems. And that's like such a survival mechanism. I am very grateful my body has those kind of warnings so I can keep myself safe and protected. But it's a trauma response to think any possible thing that can go wrong will be like, you know, the end all be all for me. I'm so freaking proud of what I've done so far with this painting in just the few hours I've been doing this as I was watching Midsommar. There was a moment though where I was like, oh my God, this is getting real ugly, but I think I salvaged it. And honestly, very impressed with myself. All I have left is to do a black background. So it's kind of like a little darker, right? That dark cottagecore vibe. And then adding some like different colors and shades of green here so I can add a little bit of depth and dimension. Who am I? I'm sounding like a professional. I have hobbies. It's so cool. And I know it probably sounds silly for me to be so ecstatic about having hobbies, but the thing is that I've been such an overworker bee. Like I'm sure so many people, like maybe yourself, you can relate to just feeling like your whole identity has been wrapped up in your job and whatever that job may be, right? Maybe it's being a parent or it's like, you know, working right through getting money for that job. We are more than our jobs. We are more than our grades. We are more than the energy we give
to serve other people. This has me thinking about my tarot card reading yesterday, where it was all about like embracing the calm before the storm. We are deserving of time spent in ways that just bring us joy, that don't necessarily bring us any kind of compensation, anything from anybody, right? It's just us being us. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to finish this up today, but like, what's the rush? We are going to Sacramento this weekend to look at their housing market that they have there, just check out some of the neighborhoods. We're thinking in the very long term, nowhere soon, moving to a different area that's a little less expensive than where we are, because all of California is expensive, but like certain pockets are a little bit more doable for renting in a way that could allow you to eventually save up to purchase a home. Who knows, right? This is spring, we're planting seeds, but planning is better when you have some research done ahead of time. But of course, this is truly just an excuse for me to visit Sacramento and hang out there, because there's some really cool stuff you can do in that city. And of course, I will take you all along, but first, I have a mountain of laundry to do.
Yeah, we are closing in.
We're done. We're calling it quits today with our scouting mission in Sacramento, all these like different areas. I have somehow convinced Thomas to take a chance on this random hostel, which could go either way. It could be really wacky, weird.
I don't know what to expect.
It was super cheap. It looked super cute, so it might be too good to be true. We are not as young as we used to be. We booked one of the queen private rooms. So it looks promising online. I'm a sucker for an old house. So when I saw it just for like one night, I was like, okay, this could be great.
Can't be bad for one night.
Or it could be really, really bad.
But for one night, can it really be that bad?
We'll see.
We'll see.
It's definitely looking on the outside as cute as advertised. So let's see what goes on inside. Okay, not bad. So far, so good. This is really bringing me back to my early 20s when I went on that very stereotypical trip to India. I was actually there for about 6 months, but you stay at a lot of really like cheap places, hostels, and I wasn't giving myself private rooms at all. I was like, mixed in with everyone. Things are loud, high energy. I'm no longer in my early 20s. I am a 30-something, so this is gonna be a little different for us, but luckily we're only here for one night. It's really funny. You have to get like buzzed in. You ring the bell on the outside of the building, and then the front desk worker, they, open the door for you. It's very different than what I'm used to. We also have to share our bathrooms with people. It's like a communal one. It has both like these shower stalls and these bathroom stalls. So this is really taking me back. Okay, but enough of me chatting. I have to get ready really quick. We're kind of behind schedule here. We need to eat dinner. We have a bar we really wanted to go to, this tiki bar that sounded really, really cool. We have a ghost tour to get to. And then at the very end of this evening, we are capping things off with an Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy cocktail experience. I cannot wait. If you've seen my Salem vlog, you have already seen this outfit already, but I love it so much, I'm obsessed. And it just went so well with what we were getting up to tonight, which is, all the Poe vibes. So this really cute necklace. I'm so obsessed with right here with like the lace and how it's like this velvety material here. And then I have some boots as well, because I don't know, it just calls for it, right? It's a little cold. I seriously love this hotel so much, but it is time for us to go out and get some dinner. We're walking about a mile to where we're getting dinner, and I just can't get over how gorgeous the houses are. These like old Victorian houses in Sacramento. Like literally, I'm dead. Our evening began with delicious Mexican food in Midtown Sacramento, and then we raced over to the Jungle Bird, which is, surprise, surprise, a tiki bar. If we know anything about me, we know that I love a good tiki bar. I actively seek them out everywhere I travel. They're so thematic, so kitschy, over the top, and the best ones are very experiential. I have always struggled with my love of tiki bars though, because of its like cultural appropriation and its exotification of other cultures. But I love when tikis take the more tropical decor route like how Jungle Bird does. We made our way over to Old Town for a ghost tour that provided us with a foundation to understanding Sacramento's past. And in that tour, I learned that there are actually underground areas that are partially accessible to the public, and I'm hoping to find a tour where I can go and explore that.
The main event of the evening was attending the Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy event. We waited in a very long line outside of an auditorium to even enter, and we walked past this gorgeous shrine to Mr. Poe himself, the man of the evening. We chose a seat dead center, and our hosts immediately started bringing out the first round of cocktails. Everyone was dressed in their witchy goth best. Like, seeing everyone's outfits was seriously half the fun. The MC for the night was wickedly funny. I loved how each drink coordinated in some way to the Poe story being performed for us. This was my kind of Springoween event. Be sure to check the website to see if this touring company is coming to a city near you. They do have ongoing performances between now and the end of summer. Good morning, happy Sunday. We are finishing packing up. We kind of had a later start because things ended way later last night than us old people would have preferred, but it was all really fun. And now we need to head on over and get some breakfast. I'm really sad about having to leave my little mansion. It is seriously so gorgeous. I'm in love with this place.
It is beautiful here, by the way.
So gorgeous. I'm literally, it's really cool, but I was really surprised too to know that it was really quiet last night. I feel like hostels are known for being just really loud party places. This wasn't the really case here, which was really nice because I'm an old lady. But I think just, one night was good enough to experience this. Ta-da! Look at my finished creation. What a beauty. This is the image that they give us in this mini painting kit to inspire us, but they don't want us necessarily to create a carbon copy of it. And so I really loved being able to push myself to just trust my creative intuition when I was making this, because I really don't consider myself to be a crafty, creative person. That's the whole reason why I'm trying to give myself kind of like a hobby renaissance, if you will, with trying all these different things and having fun sharing that journey with you here. But with all that being said, I am so proud of myself for even attempting to do something like this, because in the beginning, like I mentioned, there was some anxious emotions coming up in the beginning. Thinking about it after the fact, it comes back to a lot of what I feel when I start anything new, just, in a smaller level when I started this painting. And that is the fear of failing. What if I do one wrong thing, I make a mistake? But this craft was very encouraging. And I really loved my addition of adding in some glitter. And I had a sealant spray laying around that I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I spent money on this for one craft last year, and now I got to use it again, which is awesome. So everything is all nice and preserved. This will be a really beautiful reminder that there is no such thing as failing. It's all fun. And I think it's even more poetically perfect that what I created here was a stencil for a mushroom, because they symbolize rebirth. And they're definitely the icon of spring, because it goes hand in hand with that seasonal theme. New beginnings, trying new things, being outside literally of your home, but also outside of your comfort zone. So I had a lot of fun with this. And of course, the easiest and cheapest way to keep the spooky vibes alive all year long is through reading, which I personally have been really struggling with throughout the journey of this vlog. Anything that's kind of spooky with some spring vibes, dark cottagecore books, I haven't really been able to find anything that really worked for me. I mean, I did find one thing, which I'm really happy to report that I'm ending this vlog on a positive note, but it's been a journey. A very long journey. Earlier this month, I started reading A Botanical Daughter. Didn't work for me, DNF'd it, way too slow. Then I tried to give Green Fuse Burning a shot because the cover is gorgeous. It centers Indigenous horror. You have those environmental elements. The writing was way too lyrical for me. DNF that. The Beauty, DNF that. Just found that to be way too boring. I recently finished the audiobook for Where Darkness Blooms. It almost had me. I mean, I was curious enough to finish it. I really love the idea of creepy, sentient sunflowers. So that kept me reading, but the story, I just want a little bit more from the plot when all was said and read. And then I was like, okay, you can't fail me, KU. KU and independent writers, they truly never fail me. So I tried to read The Potted Plant, which is a novella by Thomas Gloom. I've never seen the movie, but people are comparing the plot to A Little Shop of Horrors. It's a really kooky short story that I wish had more to it. It kind of ended very abruptly. But then today, literally 15 minutes ago, I finished another KU story, Black Bloom by Felix I.D. DeMauro, and that one was a 5 stars for me. It's another shorty, so I don't want to tell you too much, much, but all I will say is that it gave me exactly what I wanted when I think in my head of environmental horror. And I was kind of predicting where the story was gonna go, and I was correct, but it was a satisfying kind of correct. So I didn't mind that it was super predictable, because I also really loved what I found to be unexpected in this one, that it included mixed media. I didn't know that on the outset, so that was really fun. And actually the whole book is kind of found footage, because we're hearing from one person, their experience with like the world basically ending. It's apocalyptic, and the pandemic is referenced quite a bit because you'll see a lot of parallels to that experience. So if that's something that really disinterests you, you might want to skip this one. I personally don't like hearing about the pandemic in stories, and yet this one really worked for me. I love that it wasn't a happy ending. I love that we didn't have truly too many answers given to us. I kept thinking about the movie Annihilation as I was reading this story. So if you like that movie, you might enjoy this, but this book is definitely not as cerebral and multidimensional as that book or movie. So I'm ending this weekly vlog on such a high note. I had a 5-star book at the end of this. I created a really gorgeous craft that I'm just so proud of. I still can't get Midsommar out of my mind. I traveled to a really fun place and did some unique things that I'll think back on this spring with like really such fond memories. I hope this video gives you inspiration on how you can take any theme, any season, and give it those like spooky Halloween twists. Like, you know, the possibilities are truly endless. And thank you so much for actually like watching to the very end of this video. Let me know what you've been doing to make yourself feel safe and cozy this spring, or maybe even the ways you've been stepping outside of your comfort zone, you know, your typical routine. I'd love to chat with you down below in the comments. Until then, I will see you all in my next video. Bye.